This is a Nigerian scammer who preys upon the already scammed and vulnerable victims of sextortion in order to extort more money from them. He is the kingpin and mastermind for the largest support group of sextortion victims needing support and help over on Facebook. For those that might not understand what sextortion is, here's a brief overview. Victims start speaking to beautiful person over on social media, who progresses the conversation onto a different platform so they can share photos. The scammer then starts sending naughty photos and asks for some back. Once the victim sends these photos, the scammer threatens and demands money, or they get exposed to their friends and family.
There has been a surge in the number of victims of so-called sextortion seeking help.
Making victims, including children, send sexually explicit photos of themselves.
The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children reports sextortion cases up more than 100% year over year.
Main trend in Utah, an increasing number of teens falling victim to sextortion scams.
Yeah, they say the scammers seem to be focused especially on boys.
The teenagers on Instagram are the targets. Investigators say that the scammers send direct messages to the teenagers asking them for explicit photos. Then they demand money to keep those photos private.
With the fear of being judged by your close family and friends, a lot of people might reach out onto social media. And one place you think you could trust is the biggest support group and top search for sextortion on Facebook. Well folks, it turns out you can't, because this is actually run by scammers. Before we delve into the group and expose who really is, I posted as a victim on the page and was quickly messaged by someone named Juliana Peckham.
There is someone who could help you delete your picture from their server and retrieve your stolen money and still track their location so you can have them locked up. Here is their email, frankdamsey@gmail.com. Make sure you let him know I referred you to him so he can attend to you on time.
Wow, that's quite a claim. So they're able to delete the photos directly. They're able to retrieve my stolen funds that's already been sent. They're able to track down the scammer's exact location so I can file maybe a police report myself. Now, as a victim, this is everything that you need and you want to hear that's possible to do. Frank, tell us some more.
The process requires a well-configured SSD extractor, which comes at a cost of $1,200.
Well, there it is, only 4 messages in and Frank's already asking me to purchase some random thing that I've never even heard of. This is the typical recovery scam where they can promise you the world, but you have to purchase some random thing that sounds big worded and technical and all cybersecurity-y. It's all a bunch of lies. It's just a way for him to get my money. Now, to prove this, I asked ChatGPT directly, does this sound like a scam? And of course, it does. What's really interesting is that Frank sent me a message to click on the link in the promise that they would never be able to reach me again. Now, opening this link on a virtual machine, I found out that embedded was a IP grabber, and also it's a fake Gmail login. So what Frank then gets is he gets my full login details for my Gmail account, he gets my address, and my thought is he's going to use that to blackmail me further down the line. For this next part, I'm putting out a bit of a disclaimer. Once I'd got Frank's computer, I opened up the webcam. Now, as always, sometimes they share their computers with their friends. I cannot 100% guarantee that this is what Frank looks like. However, on this PC that Frank used to try and scam me, there is a lot of evidence of romance scams. So either this is Frank Damsey, the ethical hacker, who's now turning bad boy, or it's a romance scammer that I'm exposing his face on webcam. Now, Frank, a couple of days later after I'd ghosted him when he asked me to send money for this SSD extractor, he was clearly upset because he's not been able to scam me with his upfront fee, or he's not been able to gain access into my Gmail account and hold me ransom for that. Now, he approached me on my bait Telegram and started to threaten my character.
Do you want your family to go through the shame of your nudes and things you do being out there? Once you tell anyone else about this, then you will have to pay for it badly. Do you want me to put the photos out? We are doing this on my own terms. How much would you give me to let you go?
I kind of ended the bait with Frank, but before doing so, I asked him if I could have a phone call just to ask him a few direct questions, but he just blocked me, and that was the end of it. Now we take a look at the biggest sextortion support and help group that is over on Facebook. In particular, we're going to look at the two admins, which is Tyrene and Judy. Now, not a lot of people know the following information, and these are telltale signs to see if a profile is fake or not. So don't shout about it on social media, but maybe if you tell a friend or if you're investigating a profile yourself, use this to help you along your investigation. If you go to someone's profile on Facebook on a web browser, if you click on the URL at the top of the screen, then sometimes it will show the original name that is associated on that account. In both of these cases, these admins are Nigerian scammers. Let's take a proper in-depth look at this profile. So the name, if we scroll down slightly, just on the left here, on a post dated the 6th of April 2024, there's a random picture. Just coincidence? If we scroll down onto a random post, let's pick this one. This was originally posted on the 18th of November 2024. But then if we go on the three dots and view the edit history, we can see the original post was 18th of November 2024 with originally "Don't Stop Praying" with 2 pictures. And then this was edited on the 9th of February of this year, where they removed the 2 photos and added 1 picture. With clear indication that both these profiles are scammers, it was then time for them to help me with their very own personal ethical hacker named MythicHacker. This page is absolutely terrible, and it's only about 3 weeks old at the time of recording, and there's no footage on there, there's hardly anything. So why would I even trust this profile?
If a hacker has compromising information, stay calm, don't engage, secure your accounts, seek legal advice, report them. And if you need to talk to a cybersecurity expert, we have one. Message our cybersecurity experts on WhatsApp. He has helped everyone with the same issue in the group.
Well, that's why, because the admins are endorsing the profile. So who is the face behind MythicHacker? Because of the EFCC, I'm not going to be sharing his personal information. However, everything's been tucked up into a nice little parcel, and hopefully they're going to act on it. What I am going to show you is MythicHacker stealing money directly from my Santander bank whilst on webcam. And for the eagle-eyed viewers, I think we see Frank Damsey as well. Pleasant Green has just released an incredible video about a sextortion recovery scammer. Make sure to watch that next. The link will be in the description. I've had a lot of people reach out in regards to what to do if you're a sextortion victim. So as a priority, you need to just block those accounts no matter what they're saying. You need to speak to the police. If you've sent money already, speak to the platform that you sent that money on and carefully explain that you are blackmailed and you're involved in a scam. I've showcased it on this video, but just to reiterate, nobody can get your money back and nobody can remove those pictures from whoever's got them. It's just physically not possible. So anyone on social media that's saying that they can is lying and is asking you to purchase some random thing. As a final thing, I completely and fully endorse the Ava Outreach Group as a support group if you need further assistance with any type of scam whatsoever. They are fantastic people. They are knowledgeable and understand. There's no charge. They will just support you as a victim moving forwards.